Okay, so in this video, we're going to make a challenge point, which is mostly an exercise in Sketch. And on the right side, I have my brief. So you should be familiar with the sketch and a little bit of the 3D elements and chamfer data that will be needed to complete the sketch. And on my left here, I have Onshape ready to go. So now you know a lot already, which is going to go really fast for you. Let me see. I don't like my tools here. I can't see anything anymore. Oh no! Here it is. That's way better. Okay, we're going to start with all those circles that you see. We're going to create them real quick. So first the 50, 42, 36. We'll make construction lines later. The 24. There's a secret one in the middle there. We don't know its ratio. We're just gonna go and create one random, and then there is this polygon here that we're gonna create, and the size is 30 with a 6 sides and 30. Here we go. Where's my let's clean this all up here because there's a lot of stuff now. Okay, now we see better. All right, how big is this? Not 30. We want 30. There we go. It's blue. Notice that it's vertical here on this side, so we're just going to go vertical line there. I wanted to make some circles construction line, so this one should be construction. We don't need those guys either. This is just to help us create the shape. There you go. All right, so everything looks okay. Obviously, the blue one will be dealt with later. We're gonna create those diagonals here. We're gonna need them to define those points for the edges there. So we're gonna do a construction line from the center through here all the way there. So now it's black, we're good. Another construction line through here, but he won't keep it. Yeah, we've tried, it doesn't work. So we're just gonna go here for now and then create another one here all the way here. Now, how do we make those lines concurrent with those points? I'm just gonna do coincident. Click on the point, click on the line, on the point, on the line. Okay, that's nice and pretty. Also, to make your life easier, I suggest adding points. So we're gonna add a point at those. There we go, right here. You see how both yellows, the line and the circles, are selected. That's what we want. We want to make sure that they're easily selectable for later. And another trick for later, this guy, well, I guess I'll do it later. You'll see why. Now, 3 points arcs from here to here. So notice how it needs to be this way, and look at that, the blue dot on the top left corner here. All right, we'll keep it here for now. Let me clean that up so it's not in our way. So that blue dot, if I can select it here, this one is to be over this guy. And so the only way to do this is to use the constraint. There you go. Now that process will do the same with all of those arcs. So let's do it. So we have this guy, and then close. We're just gonna get close and then finish them later. And then this guy, See how it's connected here? It's close. This one as well. Where is he? Here we go. I'm just going to go here for now. And then finally those two. And those two right here. Okay. Now we're going to make them fully defined. Those points need to be in those corners. Oh, no, of course it doesn't work. This is the beauty. Okay, now, why do we think this is not gonna work? Let's see, let's try again. Maybe I didn't press the right one. Okay, now we're good. So all those lines are good to go. And see, they have a spacing here. So we have the space between the two lines. I'm gonna sign now. Ideally, the space between those two circles is the same as those two. So, because it's difficult to create, to really measure, see, I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna create a segment between those two. And I'm gonna do the same. Actually, there should be construction line between this guy, this guy. There you go. Let me make this guy a construction line so that, where's my selection? Select other. Oh no, I cannot find it. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, it's fine. All right, let's do an equal, and then we should be able to select it. Oh no. All right, select other. Let's see where we are. This guy right here. That needs to be a construction line, equal, and then that guy. All right. Now we have our sketch that's finalized. We have the outer ring of the coin right between those two. Then we have our shape, and construction line will be ignored. There we go. All right, now for the fun part. We need to select the whole thing. And you can see that the thickness for the whole thing is actually 2.5 millimeters. So we're just gonna extrude the whole thing at 2.5 millimeters to start with. There you go. Great. Then let's do the outside because I don't want to fight it. The outside is 3 millimeters. Okay, so we have the outside. Now we're gonna select the inside. I'm gonna select everything except the lines, obviously. Almost there. I'm sure there's easier, faster way to do this. You guys were all learning. So take your time. There's no wrong ways. It's just slower ways and faster ways. As long as it's giving you the shape that you want in the end, you're good to go. All right, so this is my 2.5 millimeter, and we're gonna merge with part 1. There you go. Now that looks good. And then we're gonna select again all the good stuff. So let me hide the part and start selecting what we want. There you go. Oh, what just happened? That's great. So, things to remember, don't double click when you select shapes. Almost there. Bam, bam. Now, this is going to be tricky because once we create the extrude, which needs to be 3.5, you see it shows here, 3.5. and we want to add it, but it's going to create a problem. It's red. It's red because, and I'll show you why. I'm going to create a new one and I'll show you why. So if we open up, okay, so it is red because at this very edge, it's exactly touching. And if you want to combine two parts, it needs to be definitely not touching. Well, it needs to be touching a little bit, or it needs to be a separate part. So in this case, the way to make, you can keep it like this, or if you really want to make it a one part, what you do is you get, let me see, here we go. If we see better, we're gonna select that edge and we're gonna thicken the edge just a tiny bit. It doesn't matter, it could be very, very small. There you go. So now it's a little thicker. And our last extrude, we can actually add all the thickens to be before. There you go. So now we are almost done. We need to make it pretty. You see the specs calls for a chamfer 0.5 millimeters on those two edges. So let's do this. Chamfer 0.5 right here and right here. And there you have it. This is your challenge coins ready to print.